Hello again, everyone. I'm Michael Price, the founder of MarketUS. We've been helping companies succeed in the government marketplace with VA and GSA contracts for over 33 years. Please visit our YouTube channel and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending upon where you are. We're trying something a little different this time as far as presentation to try to make it a little bit more engaging and see what happens. You've already seen the introduction, and let's move right on. Today we're going to discuss beta.sam.gov, which has been totally confusing, and we'll try to demystify what's going on with GSA in this whole thing. And the first thing and the most important thing is the Unique Entity Identifier. Just call it a UEI. You'll be a lot safer. And throughout the last 20 plus years, D&B was, or Dun & Bradstreet, whichever you want to call them, was the contractor, and we all know what a mess that was. We'll get into that in the slides. We're also going to discuss contract opportunities. As you know it, it's FBO, Fed Biz Ops. We're also going to discuss assistance listings, which, quite frankly, I never knew existed, but you're going to be very surprised at what's available in what's now called assistance listings. Wage determinations. For those of you that have come under the Service Contract Act, pay close attention to this. And we'll have a question and answer session. And to be totally forthcoming, we only have 9 slides, because once you go to beta.sam.gov, comma, if you can get in, period, then you'll be able to see all of these particular sections, but hopefully I'll be able to demystify some of it for you. Who is SAM? There's technically now 8 sections being rolled out, combined, consolidated into what will eventually become just sam.gov. Let's go through them. The first one, WDOL, Wage Determinations Online. That one has already been migrated. It now works, supposedly. Don't know, haven't tried it. Next is Fed Biz Ops. That is now live. Whole different learning process, but there's some really cool stuff with FBO, which is now contract opportunities. SAM is what all of this will eventually become. And those of you that have been around for a while would remember the original Orca and all the other CPAS and all that. It finally became SAM, which was a tremendous opportunity and tremendous headache for those of us who wanted to migrate over, especially if you have an entity record. Federal Procurement Data System, which became Federal Procurement Data System Next Generation, which we never knew when that started, but now it's called FPDS. That is in the process of being migrated over. Electronic Subcontracting Reporting System. Well, I'm guessing that's probably mainly for contracting officers, contract specialists, buyers. Don't know, never used it. The Federal Awardee Performance. That's a new one. Never heard of that one. These are all individual, still functional, most of them, websites within the government that are being migrated into SAM. Past performance information. That would be kind of fun. We'll probably do a follow-up video on this for what all these various ones are before they die and get migrated. Contractor performance, CPARs. From what I understand, that is being migrated into something else to be migrated into SAM. And as always, your handouts are available. I only gave you 2. And thank you, Laurie, for your kind words. And the handouts are today's slides, which you can pick up off of your control panel. And you can also get the deep dive information into the new identifier, which DUNS will go away by the end of 2020. So let's get into it. What is a UEI? Starting December 20, you won't have a DUNS number anymore. Why? You'll have a single customer support help desk. Now, I have to go on record as saying I've dealt with them and it's very difficult. Federal Supply Desk, very slow to respond, very, I don't care, I'll get back to you. In fact, I've got 3 requests into them right now and I'm still waiting for an answer. Because they give you a case ID number, I just send them a reply and say, still waiting. So that would be the better of the 2 help desks. Has anybody ever tried to contact the D&B help desk because of the debacle we had last year with trying to get your registration renewed, especially if you let it expire? Those of you who have attended before have heard my horror story about a client who ignored the email to renew 6 months ahead of time, expired. I had her GSA contract ready for award, and the last thing that GSA checks is your SAM record. It was expired, so they said we can't award until your SAM record becomes active again. Why? 2 reasons. 1, you have to have a valid SAM record, active SAM record, in order to be able to do business with the government, number 1. Number 2, if your SAM record expires during your contract period, which is 5 years plus 3 5-year extensions, you can't get paid. So the first part we don't really care about. Well, we do because we're doing business with the government. But most importantly, we've done business with the government. How are we going to get paid if our record is expired? So this is very important. The new validation services are provided by Ernst & Young. Well, it's about time they went to an accounting firm that actually has credibility and accountability, no pun intended. But from what I've seen and the people I've talked to and the meetings I've attended, it's going to be fantastic. You're not going to have to sit around and wait. Those of you that are sitting there on a renewal and says, waiting for the IRS to validate and verify your tax ID number. Well, the government already knows your tax ID number. You're renewing, unless you've changed it. Then you would have done that when you did the renewal on your SAM record. So DMB tried to rule the country, and after 20 some years, we finally, as they say, cut the cord. The good news is the UEI will be 12 characters instead of 9 like DNB was, or your DUNS number, we'll call it. And the reason is they're keeping the DUNS in a cross-reference back to your new UEI. I don't know when you can start getting a new UEI. If anybody knows, let me know in the questions and we'll address them. But that's the brief overview of the unique identifier. I think it's going to be a fantastic upgrade for all of us who are doing business with the government. Let's talk about contract opportunities. Those of you who have been with me before and watch our YouTube channel know that I don't like doing bidding. I use contract opportunities, I almost said FBO, contract opportunities, so that I can get the contact information of what procurements are out there. I call that cyberjacking. Way back in the 80s when I first started the company, we didn't have the internet. In fact, I thought I had died and gone to heaven when I got my first fax machine. But we used to get the yellow paper copy, yellow newspaper copy, and if you held it up to the light, you could read the backside. Those of you who have been around long enough probably remember that. And Laurie, the answer is yes. Ernst & Young will be not issuing, but they will be validating the UEI. You will not have to go to Ernst & Young to get that done. SAM will do it. They'll go back to Ernst & Young's database. They've probably already pulled all the information together, and they'll issue your 12-character UEI. Hopefully that answers your question. All right. The original notice will be full pre-award acquisition notices. There's a lot of cool stuff that's coming into the contract opportunities. Almost said FBO again. So I'm sure I will slip one time during this 30-minute session, so bear with me. Updates, tracking changes, attachments, and external links. We don't have that now. They've actually enhanced, I almost said it again, contract opportunities to try to give you more information so that you can decide whether you want to respond or not. A good friend of ours, Eileen Kent, does a course on bid, no bid. In fact, we actually did a webinar on it a few months back on to bid or not to bid. That is the question. It's a $64,000 question, actually $65,000, but $64,000, everybody remembers the game show. How do you submit a response, an offer, proposal? When it's due. A lot of times we don't see that in the existing, now I can say it, FBO. Under contract opportunities, they're trying to make that a lot simpler. And I have to say also, at the same time, they have upgraded the interface to a modern interface. I digress for a moment over to eOffer. I actually talked to the program manager at eOffer, and I said, why does every single solicitation, when we had 24, 30, whatever it was, why do they all look the same in eOffer? And he says, well, we just copied the templates. I said, well, good, but a small business doesn't need to submit a small business subcontracting plan. So from that aspect, they've modernized it. And if you notice, anytime you go into any of these sites now, it asks you to accept the terms and conditions of a government website. So you don't need a user account for contract opportunities. But if you do, and I only gave you a couple points here because I'm trying to stimulate the conversation moving on so that you'll go look at beta.sam.gov. If you have an account on contract opportunities, which is now beta.sam.gov, soon to become sam.gov, can't believe I haven't gotten tongue-tied yet. You can add yourself to the interested parties list, which I always do. Key point, key piece of free advice, wherever you can in contract opportunities, if you can do any part of what they're looking for, add yourself to the interested vendors. The other nice part is you can save and rerun searches. For example, if I have a client that's doing, let me go generic, IT, I'll go in and I'll set up an IT search that every day I get notification of what new solicitations, RFQs, RFIs, RF anything comes out. I'll get notification. I can help the client so he knows, he or she knows exactly what's available, whether or not they want to try to cyberjack it and let me define cyberjacking. A procurement comes out and you have a GSA contract that you can provide that product and or service. Why not contact the buyer and say, wait a minute, you're trying to go out and waste taxpayer money by putting out a solicitation, whether it's an RFQ, RFI, RFP, for 5 computers. I have those computers in stock. I have a GSA contract. I already have established pricing, and I can ship today. What do you say? You'd be surprised when I had to work off the newspaper type Commerce Business Daily in the 80s. It was interesting because we switched a lot of procurements that were out for bid over to GSA contract orders. This is why in 1986, going into 1987, after we signed Dell Computer, I decided that we were only going to focus on GSA and VA contracts. Because once you have a contract, you don't have to bid. Do I need to repeat that? Assistance listings. Kind of interesting. Had a young lady send me an email yesterday and said, I can't attend your webinar. I apologize, but where do I find grants? Guess what? It's under assisted living, assistance listings. I finally got tongue-tied. Very good. Advanced search filtering, active only, department agency, blah, 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 whatever. Yes, very, very expanded now. You can create your own indicators. You can actually find the listings a lot faster now. They've actually improved. As they're migrating, they're improving. And by the way, today's broadcast will be rebroadcast on our YouTube channel, assuming I don't make too many mistakes and have to do a lot of editing, which this part right now will get cut out. Will be on YouTube later today. You'll be able to watch it, rewatch it. But please make sure you get your handouts before we end. I will probably get a few emails saying, I can't find them. They're in the control panel under view on the right side. Go down to handouts, click the button and download them. Now you can read financial information. They're giving you graphs and tables. And that magic word, grants.gov. Now that one is not quite migrated yet, I don't believe. So use the old sites for now. And we can move on from there. Wage determinations. How many of you are in a situation where you need to access the Service Contract Act and look through all of those hundreds and hundreds and thousands of line items to find out the particular labor category that you're working with? That is it under SCA or is it not under SCA? Hopefully this will make it a lot easier for you. You can also search for the Davis-Bacon Act for determinations. I don't know if you could do that under the old one or not, but this was the first one that actually got migrated. You can actually search for archive to see whether it went up or down or changed or added, deleted, whatever it happened to be. You can even do CBAs, which I didn't know, I have to be honest. The good news is you can actually now add subscriptions, which at that point, again, you're following, it will send you notifications of anything that changes based on the criteria that you've entered. Questions and answers, anybody? We've got some time left yet. But I will tell you what we will do, because you're here today and investing time with us. Anybody who would require or desire a consultation will donate 15 minutes. And let me get on to the next Next slide, which is our thank you slide. Here's our contact information. I'd also be interested in your comments on how you like the new format of our slides. Try to keep it as little text as possible. And who's got their hand raised? Got questions from Lori. All right, we got some questions here. Let's go back up to the top. Chances are, Awilda, the compressor kind of keeps it from, and also a pop filter will kind of mute it just a little bit. And Charlene, you said you had no sound. I have no idea why that would be. Okay, Carrie, you've had problems searching. Well, let me get back to you here. Hold on. You've had problems searching for strings of keywords. I've actually been able to do that. If you're looking for, I'm going to give you a crazy example. If you're looking for a keyword, same thing you would do with Google would be like Peter Piper. Put Peter space Piper in quotes to make it exact. If you do Peter space Piper, you're going to get everything that's got Peter and everything that's got Piper in it, which is probably 95% of what you don't want. All right, Laurie wants to know if we can illustrate how to access beta.sam.gov. That's all you have to type. But remember in the beginning, Laurie, what I said was, if you can get in. Over the weekend, I tried to get in and it went around and around and around. Friday, same problem. Yesterday, I was able to get in. This morning, I was able to get in. So, Monty, how does one get your YouTube info? You can go to YouTube and just search for MarketUS, or you can cheat. Go to MarketUS.com and click on videos. Those are all YouTube videos. You won't see today's up there yet for another couple hours until I go through it and make sure that all the mistakes and anything else that doesn't belong in there is out. So, Monty, go to the website, MarketUS.com. If you if anybody would like a free 15-minute consultation, if you have a contract, we can help you. If you don't have a contract, last webinar we did, we had 3 people that said, we've been trying to get it, we've got it submitted, it's going on 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. We can't get any movement, so we're taking the project over. Monty, hope that answers your question. All right, what do we got here now? This is a long one. All right. Jake, thanks for your question. Is there an option to set up searches and get Well, very good question, because I answered that, but let me tell you about it again. Yes, and I don't know where it is on the new one. I haven't been there yet, but I will. Send me an email and we can have a discussion on that, and I'll try to shoot you a little video on it on how to do it. It also does allow you to flag contracts, opportunities, and everything else so that you can, like I said, what I do is I go to the contracting officer buyer information, and at that point is when I contact them and say, we can help. So hopefully, Jake, that answers your question. If it doesn't, shoot me an email and I'll be more than happy to sit down with you and try to help out. All right, under contract opportunities, saved. What do we got here? How can you get those results emailed daily like FBO used to? It's actually the same thing. They may have changed the procedure on how it does it, but the important thing is you can still do it. They probably changed it, but I think they even have a couple videos now to help you out on stuff like that. Again, if you need help, contact me and I'll try to work with you on it. Does assistance listings include contract opportunities or just grants? There's no contract opportunities in there. It's funding. There's grants and there's funding and a couple other items that are in there. I can't remember what they are right now. I went through the whole list, but if you go to beta.sam.gov and just say what's here, it'll show you the links to go to the various other sites and what they've done to migrate them. Mike asks, how do you specifically search for current SDVOSB set-asides? Good question. I haven't tried that yet. Being one myself, I have not. I apologize for trying to look for SDVOSB set-asides, but I'm quite sure that they're there. My suggestion to you, even though we have a vested interest in saying this, is that as an SDVOSB, we cater to fellow veterans and think seriously about getting a GSA contract if you don't have one. It's worth it. We just signed a new company, actually 5 new companies. It's a conglomerate. They own 5 companies, and they are SDVOSB Rangers, and they're having a blast. I don't know, it's Mitt, I don't know if you can have them sent to you by NAICS code or by, I don't know. I'd have to go in and look, and I really haven't had time to play with it because what we're in the process of doing is with the GSA consolidation, we have an application that will allow you to enter all your information on web forms, and then when that's finished, it gives us the database, and we can then upload that after it's data verified, validated, spell checked, everything else, and approved by you. Then that's how we end up submitting a GSA contract. Okay, by NAICS code, you're searching for NAICS codes and want them emailed to you, Mitt. So yeah, that you can. I'm sure you can do that. I'm sure I've done it in the past. It just might be a different interface now with the way that contract opportunities works. Thank you, Charlene. Does SAM functionality do this? Okay, whatever this is, chances are if FBO did it, contract opportunities does it. Mark, in your control panel, click under view, make sure handouts is checked, and then just click on the handout and you can download it. All right. This is Mitt again. I have an account and I'm interested in all posted opportunities that include that NAICS. Search for that NAICS by itself. If you're logged into your account, you'll be able to save that search and you'll be able to find who the interested parties are. That's who you can partner with. Notice I didn't say the word subcontract because I don't believe in it. It costs you money when you eventually become a GSA contract holder. There's a whole webinar on that. Thanks for the question. Laurie, you're back. Once I'm logged in, I have no idea how to set up search sessions. Contact me after, Laurie, and we'll go through it together. How do you access the PowerPoint slides, James? It's in a PDF. You'll just see the result of every screen rather than all the animations. And it's in your control panel under View, Handouts. Could you drop a link for the YouTube videos here in the chat or send after this call? Tarek, just go to MarketUS.com and click on videos. You're at YouTube. As soon as you click one, you're in YouTube. Then just click on the whole video section in YouTube, and you'll see this one up there later. And then I like when somebody comes back and says a minute later, disregard, I found it. Very good. Mike, you're quite welcome. Mitt, you're quite welcome. And my goodness, we're 1 minute over. Are there any other new questions? Looks like we're good to go here. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, as always. And those of you that are all over YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. This will be up as quickly as I can get it edited. And if there are no further questions, then I think we'll call it a day for today. And let me know what you think. Send a comment, send good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. The important thing is the only way we can make this better for you, and this is why we do them complimentary. Yes, we get business out of it, but I can only say a couple words to you. Dell Computer and Berkshire Hathaway, and take a look at the references at the bottom of our webpage, MarketUS.com. Thanks again, folks, and we look forward to seeing you soon. And by the way, our next webinar coming up will be next phase of GSA consolidation, and the one after that will be where's sam.beta.gov now. We'll see what we've got for improvements and maybe have some more information. We try to keep these short at 30 minutes or so, just kind of in respect for your time, and we appreciate it. Go online and halfway down, do I qualify for a GSA VA contract? We get a lot of those in. Folks wanted to find out right away, is it worthwhile? So we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for attending, and we'll see you on our next webcast. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon.